Hello everybody. I did not do a garden update last week just because I did clear all the weeds out of the garden. As you can see, there's a lot right there. So here's how our tomato plants are doing. We got some tomatoes growing in down there. It's looking pretty good. You can see all the well, some of the weeds and stuff are growing back, but you can see where all the onions are coming up. That's another tomato plant growing, which I did not plant another tomato plant. That's leftover from last year. We did pull out 2 other tomato plants, and there's how my corn is doing. It's looking nice. And there's the potato plants. And I think this right here is going to be a weed that we have to pull up. Another weed. It grew up that big in the 1 week since we pulled the last week. And more onions. More corn comes over there. Here's another tomato plant. And there's another tomato plant right there. Here's the snap peas coming up. Looks like they're doing alright. Except for that little spot right down there. Looks like it's something dying off on there. I don't know what it is. But here, these right here, these are going to be pea buds. All the flowers. Past this other tomato plant that we did not plant. And here's my cantaloupe plant. There's the flowers. You can see where the cantaloupe are going to start coming in. Coming around. See more corn coming up. I don't think it's going to catch up to these guys. And we have more coming in next to them. And I said there's my potatoes over there growing. Ooh. I'm really looking forward to those onions being ready to harvest. This right here is just weeds coming back. I have to get in there and pull those out again, just like those right there. And I don't want to get too much in there because I don't want to mess up the roots. I don't want to mess up the onions. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tomato plants growing right now. I only planted 1, and I pulled 2 tomato plants out. So, yeah, tomatoes, they will keep coming back year after year, even though the ones from last year, I just tilled them under. So I did not think those were going to come back. So this is actually the week 6, so a month and a half after I planted the garden. And this is how it's doing, and I can see there's a lot of bare area where I did not plant anything. I think the next year I plant the garden, I'm actually going to put designated lines and try and make my garden more so it makes sense, so everything has a specific spot, and try and upkeep with the weeding on a more regular basis, so that way it doesn't get as overgrown as it was. Which, if you look at last week's video, not last week, but the one I posted 2 weeks ago about the garden, how bad the weeds were. Speaking of which, and just to be on the safe side, since I'm out here, that's everything. I'm going to pull this weed out right here.